Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. As you could tell from the title of the video, my Charlotte Tilbury order finally came in. I was actually going to skip this launch, but then I realized that it's a face palette that has her blush formulation and her airbrush powder, but in two different tones than what she currently has in her line. If it would have been highlighters, I would have totally skipped this. And also, I didn't realize it was limited edition, so I probably would not have purchased both of them, but here we are. So the two face palettes from her Soulmates collection, and I did purchase one of the new lipstick shades to test out for you all. If you are new here, hi, hello. I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you can click the subscribe button and choose to stay for a while. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, my lovelies, I am back. I do have part of my face makeup done. Tom Ford Architecture Soft Matte Foundation in 6.5, and I mixed the Surratt Dewdrops Foundation in shade 6. Tarte Shape Tape Concealer Stick in 27S. Liquid contour, I went into the Say in shade Salt, and I used the Huda Blush Filter in Latte as my cream bronzer, and that's it. That's all I have on my face. I do want to use the face powders and the face palettes for my under eyes, so I don't have any powder on yet. Okay, so two different colorways for these face palettes, the Pillow Talk Flawless Pink and the Pillow Talk Flawless Peach. The face palettes on their own retail for $52. The lipsticks on their own retail for $35. I purchased the lip and cheek kit, which is a face palette and a lipstick, for $82. 52 plus 35 would be $87. So you save $5 if you get the kit. And then I just purchased the other face palette that I didn't pick separately. Hans Beauty 101. I don't remember her name, but I will share her channel down below. And I actually got a $15 off coupon code for my entire order. So I did get some money off, which was really nice. I did not pay full price for anything. Did I need to get both palettes? No, I didn't. But just the fact that I got $15 off, and I figured, let me just go ahead and try both. Again, if I would have known before I purchased, I know I should have done more research, that this was like a limited edition collection, I probably would have only gotten one of the palettes. But we're here now, so it is what it is. I think we'll start with the pink one. All right, so here is the packaging. There's so many reviews out already on this. I know I'm late to the game, but I bought these products. I still want to test them out and give you my full honest thoughts on them. Okay, so for the Charlotte, it has a 16-month shelf life for this face palette, and it was made in Italia. I think for this launch from Charlotte Tilbury, the thing that is throwing people off the most is the packaging. Polly Pocket is one of the comparisons that I've been hearing, and I get it. I feel that if the jewel tone would have been a different color other than pink, we would feel a tiny bit different about it. But I will say the jewel tone doesn't feel super cheap. It doesn't feel like I was just stuck on there with glue. Like, it does feel like more thought was put into the packaging. Okay, and there it is. So this is the Pillow Talk Flawless Pink blush and the powder. I don't own any of the individual blushes from Charlotte Tilbury that are pink. I have the Pillow Talk shade and Ecstasy. Pillow Talk is more of a dark mauve tone. Okay, so I think we'll do the pink on this side. I do have to film another video after this, so I'm gonna end up washing it off anyways. I'm just setting my under eyes with the ColourPop Pretty Fish Pretty Fresh setting spray. Make sure there are no creases. I do own the shade Light in Charlotte's Powder and the brightening one in the shade Translucent. I will try to swatch and compare, but powder is pretty hard. Okay, I don't want to ruin the embossment, but it's fine. I always set my under eyes with a puff. I've tried with a brush and it just doesn't work for me anymore. Okay, so this is the pink one. And technically, this face palette is meant for the lighter skin tones, fair, light, medium. And the peachy one is meant for your darker skin tones. But I don't know how that peach powder is going to work for the full entire face. I do enjoy the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder. Just for me, especially during summer, it doesn't keep my oils at bay, so it's more of a finishing powder for me, and I can use it in my under eyes, and it does do a pretty good job throughout the day. But for the full face, it's a finishing powder for sure. But I feel that looks very pretty, does not darken up my under eyes, and I do feel like it looks really nice. Definitely looks airbrushed, at least I feel it does. Okay, now here is the peachy one. Okay, and I do enjoy the little details, like the little star here. Beauty is a feeling, it says here on the mirror. This feels very similar to her bronzer packaging. Okay, when I do comparisons, I'll swatch the powder. Let me set this under eye, and this is the N14 from BK and Nikki. This one might be too dark for my under eyes, but we'll see. I'm using a different corner from, I don't use a ton, so maybe it won't darken up my under eyes, but we shall see. This is just the way that I have the most control in how much powder I'm using under my eyes, because it can definitely get out of hand real quick, especially with a brush. Okay, there it is, and I do feel like this side does look the slightest bit brighter than this side. I don't mind. I don't think this side is too much darker than what my concealer looked like. So maybe this peachy one will end up being more of a finishing powder that I use instead of for my under eyes. I'm just curious to see how this would work on someone who has a tan, deep, dark complexion. Because when I see this, I don't feel this would work for somebody who has a deep brown complexion, you know? Okay, let me powder the rest of my face, add just a tiny bit of bronzer, and we can apply these blushes. Okay, so I set the rest of the face with the Laura Mercier loose powder, and I did go in to the What's Up Beauty Baked Bronzer in 30 Tan. All right, now we're gonna move on to the blush, and we'll start with the pink one on this side. I do have two different Sonia G brushes, the Soft Cheek. So let's start with this one. Let me swatch it. It's definitely a matte. Ooh, that's pretty pigmented. Okay. Picked up a good amount. That's very pretty. I wonder if the blushes are infused with her powder, because the texture is looking very soft. Almost airbrushed. Let me tell you, I am so glad that this is not a blush and highlighting palette. This is definitely something different than what we usually get when it comes to a cheek duo. we usually just get blush and highlighter. If you're someone like me where highlighter is one of the products that you use the least of, you see a blush duo that has such a huge pan of highlighter and you're just like, why? So the fact that these have powder in them, it makes me happy. Not everybody, but it makes me personally happy. But there is the Pillow Talk pink blush from the Face Duo, and I think it's beautiful. All right, now we're gonna jump into the peach. Love blush. It's what it is labeled as on here. So here it says airbrush and then Love blush. I have a feeling this one might be just a tiny bit more pigmented since it's meant for darker skin tones. Okay, my other cheek brush. Oh yeah, so pretty. Yeah, I wonder if the formula has a little bit of what her powder has because the texture, like it looks airbrushed. I feel like it does. And it's also nice that it's like a matte versus the glowy that she usually does for just about everything. Although that mini blush duos that she came out with last year with a highlighter, I think those are also a matte formula. So maybe she's finally decided, okay, enough with the glowy. Let's start giving people some matte products. Okay, there is the peach blush. I think you can definitely see the difference in tones. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy with both of these. Under eye powder, I think I enjoy the pink a tiny bit better than the peach, but I feel like I can make both work. Okay, let me finish off the face a tiny bit and then we'll move on to the lipstick shade that I picked up. Okay, I am back. I went in to the Patrick Ta highlighter duo in Daddy. Only used the powder highlighter, eyebrows, Gucci brow pencil, and the Melt Brow Gel. And I think that's everything because all I did was curl my lashes because I do have to wash this off as soon as I'm done filming this. Okay, so now for the lipstick. I'm pretty sure it's 4 new shades and I picked up the brightest one, Kiss Talk, which is her kissing formula, because this doesn't look at all like any of the other tones that I have in her collection. And when it comes to red lipsticks, I don't wear them too often, so I knew that if I picked up any of the 2 darker ones, it would probably not really get touched by me. So that's why I decided to go for this one. There's another tone that's a tiny bit more mauvey, Naughty Talk, and then in the matte Revolution formula, Dream Talk, which looked like a more berry kind of red. That one is currently out of stock on the Charlotte website, and the Love Talk, which looks closer to like a maybe more traditional, darker with a tiny bit of brown red in it. Okay, so here is the packaging. It was made in Italia and it has an 18-month shelf life. I think I have 6 or 7 different lipsticks from Charlotte Tilbury. Maybe one of them is the kissing formula. Okay, so here is the component and it does have the pink jewel up top. Again, it doesn't feel like it was just glued on there. It feels like more thought went into the packaging than just afterthought, oh, let's stick this pink jewel on there, which is nice. And then the bullet has, little hearts with an arrow through it, which I think is really cute. Now, is this a tone that I see myself wearing often? Probably not on its own. I honestly and truthfully just wanted to pick up a shade that I know is different than what I already own from the brand. So I'm going to swatch it here. Oh, that actually looks beautiful. I do have a little bit of lip balm because my lips were a little dry. So what I'll do is swatch it on its own and then I'll add, I will need a lip liner with this. Okay, that's not as scary as I thought. And it has like a slight sweet, almost vanilla scent to it. Okay, not as scary as I thought it was going to be. The base to this lipstick feels like it might be a little sheer. Okay, Kiss Talk. That's actually really, really pretty. Okay, so I did put on a tiny bit of Iconic Nude lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury. And this lipstick might have the slightest amount of like metallic pearl. I haven't seen anyone mention it, but now that I have it on, it's like very, very subtle. And I'm not mad at it actually. All right, so I did take out a couple of lipsticks from my collection. So I have here the Icon Baby, which I feel is the pinkest one out of the three that I pulled out. Kim KW, which I think it's a little bit more on the peach tone, but I decided to go ahead and pull it out anyways. And I have a mini of the Pillow Talk. So let's start with Icon Baby, which this one does have like a sheen to it. Okay, so I would say this is more of a mauvey pink than Kiss Talk. And this is Pillow Talk. Should I do it up top? No, let's do it on the bottom. Pillow Talk, which is not the kissing formula. I think it's the Matte Revolution formula. And then finally Kim K. Yeah, there's no way. This is like very nudie peach. I'll do it here on the side. But it's also the kissing formula. Yeah, I think it's the kissing formula. Okay, again, I feel like this new tone has the slightest amount of like pearl sheen in it. It's very pretty. All right, now real quick, powder comparisons. I don't think I'm gonna swatch the translucent because there's just like, this looks white, you know? This is definitely not even close at all to the peach or to the pink. But I do have a mini of the light shade, which I think might be closest to the peachy one. Maybe because this one has maybe yellow undertone. Okay, so let me swatch, if I can, the peachy. Okay, there's the peach. Let me swatch light under that. So that's the peach, that's the light. And let me swatch the pink. Okay, so this is the peach, this is light, and this is the pink. Okay, so that's it. That's going to be it for this video on these two face palettes, which I just realized they're refillable. See how they have the little... So why are they limited edition if they're refillable? Okay, so packaging, definitely not my vibe. The jewel does definitely look visually more tacky than it feels. I think if she would have picked a different tone for the jewel, I think we would have felt a little bit different about it. I know a lot of people like heart-shaped objects, but I'm not really somebody who has an area where I showcase like my beautiful packaging. I just kind of sort of admire it on my own free time. It feels more luxurious than it looks. Just know that. Both of these I feel worked really well. Both powders worked really well for my under eyes. I enjoy the pink more than the peach, but I definitely feel I can make both of them work. And as far as the blush tones, I think they're both very pretty. And I also feel like possibly maybe that blush formula has some of the airbrush powder qualities to it, because my cheeks look very airbrushed. Okay, now as far as the lipstick, again, the jewel tone is not my vibe, not my aesthetic, but I do like the fact that now I know the difference between these two lipsticks, because the component is the same, but one has a jewel at the top and the other one doesn't. Yeah, so for me, the products themselves I'm enjoying quite a lot more than the packaging, and it definitely visually looks more tacky than it actually is. So yeah. And $52, you know what? Even though the product, like the amount of product is probably not the same as the powder, I don't have a full size of the powder. I bet you it's close, but you're getting two different formulas. And unless you're somebody that uses the Charlotte Tilbury powder religiously and all over the face to set your foundation, I don't see you panning it. So I definitely feel the value as far as how much you're paying for what you're getting. It's good. I mean, for Charlotte Tilbury, because Charlotte Tilbury is a little bit up there in price. Yeah. Okay, this is just a first impressions. I will keep using these products, but so far I'm really enjoying them and I'm glad I picked them up. I feel like my makeup turned out absolutely stunning. All right, my lovelies, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly all does mean the world to me. I know I'm super late to the game. I feel like everybody has already gotten the review up of these products. The Sephora sale is coming, so I wanted to try them out and give you my thoughts, well, my first impression thoughts on them. I would definitely say just wait for the sale. It's less than a week and it's coming, and 20% off. This face palette sounds so much better than paying full price. At least for me, it does. Yeah, let me know if this is a launch you were interested in, or if as soon as you saw the packaging you were just like, no, that's not for me. I would love to know your thoughts down below in the comments section. I love talking to you all down there. Okay, with that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye.